We're going to do degrees to radians and radians to degrees with the Casio fx-300ES Plus second edition. Now, in this case, we're just going to do the math. I don't see a way to convert it in this calculator, but it's really easy to figure this out. So let's say you had 30 degrees and you need to change it to radians. You're going to say 30 times pi over 180. Okay? This is a ratio that is true. And so you go 30 times, and you can use the fraction key if you like. Pi is right here, above times 10 to the x. So shift pi, move it down, 180 equals, and you get a nice 1/6 pi, which a lot of teachers like. And you can convert it to a number if you like. Press the SD button, 0.523598. And you can press the SD button, then it takes you back. Okay, what about if you have a radians? Pi over 2. And you want to change that into degrees. And that's not going to be a problem. So pi over 2, well, let's do that again. Pi over 2, right? And this time, we're going to multiply it by 180 divided by pi. Okay? And what does that give you? This is the other way around, if you notice. These cancel out. 2 goes into 180 90 times. Let's do this on the calculator, right? So these are two fractions, as you can see. Here's the first fraction, pi over 2. You move it over, right? And then you multiply. You can have another fraction, 180. Move it down, pi equals 90. Okay? And that's how we do it. So that's how you do these type of calculations. If you wanted to, and I'm just curious here, I wonder if you can do something like a ratio. Let's say at 30 degrees, right? And that's the same as, let's say, 180, right? And you didn't know what, let me see, you didn't know what it was in radians. I think that's right. That's for the first one. You do like a proportion. These are degrees. These are in radians. So to solve for x, you would cross multiply. So it'd be 30 pi equals 180x divided by 180. And you get x equals 30 pi over 180. See that? Let's go over here. Let's erase that. 180, you see that? And that's the same thing as this. And then you get an answer, right, of 1/6 pi. Same thing with the other one. So pi over 2, right, is the same thing as pi. I don't know what it is in degrees, but it has to be 180. You see that? They're proportion to each other. So you cross multiply, right? And that gives you pi x equals 180 times pi over 2. And then you divide by pi, x equals 180 pi over 2 divided by pi. And that's the same thing as 180 pi divided by 2 divided by pi, which is 180 pi divided by 2 times 1 over pi, which is the same thing as 180 pi over 2 pi, which is exactly what this is, and that cancels out, and that gives you 90. Yes, this is a way more complicated way of doing it. But if you remember the proportion, right, from degrees to radians, you have to say pi over 180. And if you go from radians to degrees, you have to flip this over. And that's because there's a lot more steps. And so you have to switch it over. It has to be in this order or else it won't work. All right. Okay. I hope this was informative. Please subscribe. Please tell your teacher. One other thing that I'm thinking about as I'm saying this, if you go to Shift Setup, here is degrees and radians. Okay, so please subscribe. Please tell your friends. Please tell your teacher. There's a lot more videos on the Casio fx-300ES Plus, second edition. I hope this was enjoyable. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. If you have a Casio fx-300ES Plus, second edition, what else would you like to see? There is a beginner's guide video on how to use this calculator. There's a lot in this channel. I hope you have a great semester. Bye-bye.